We can be exposed to so much on a given day. We will see the unruly behaviour when we hurt each other from our actions. We will hear the murmur of a voice that unsettles us. We will sense the aroma of a doubtful scent that tells us that we should stay away. We can touch the tenderness of a wound and will be stirred from its pain. And above all, our thoughts can reenact every aspect of our traumatic past as if it were real again. There is much that we go through when we become captivated to a level where it affects our lives. This is normal behaviour. But if we have been subject to hardship and we don't get to see another side of life, what can be left for us to build and improve our future? It comes down to our ability to believe. This video will talk about the notion of what it means to believe beyond our current circumstances in life, no matter what they are. And it will demonstrate how we can use belief in our everyday lives in a way that goes beyond just wishing. It will also include insights from philosopher Immanuel Kant. If we think deeper, what does it mean to believe? To believe is to aspire, to have hope, to give ourselves comfort and sustenance at a time of need. It is a knowledge without knowing, a knowledge without any empirical fact, where belief only comes from one source, and that is from within. That even when all seems lost, there is one thing that cannot be taken away, and that is our ability to believe. For Kant, belief is something that is born from our duty, an object of our will, that we can summon from all of our powers. That despite what is laid before us, there is a possibility to conceive something different, a possibility of choice, a possibility of freedom that determines our judgment. As this freedom becomes a law unto itself, where even if we fail to find the good in life at present, it is through belief that we could conceive something much higher. That our thoughts are not born from just absolutes, that somewhere outside our current circumstances, there is something else that we can strive for. As our righteousness may demand that we can will a better life. And while there are no certainties, it is from our will that we can strive for something better that will turn the scales towards our favour. As when we act in fear, our conduct moulds into a mechanism of a puppet show. We may well align ourselves in motion, and yet there is no life, and we are just hollow inside. But when we choose to believe, we can transcend ourselves into a level of thought that has meaning and purpose. Belief is in essence a commitment that we give to ourselves. I firmly abide by this and will not let this faith be taken from me. For in this instance alone is my interest, because I must not relax anything of it. Inevitably determines my judgment. It's all good to say that we should believe, and yet to just believe for the sake of it is no different to the hollow performance of a puppet on a string. So in order to believe, we have to create hope, where hope isn't something that we just wish for, but an action that we bring forward from ourselves to make a difference to what we can bring to our lives. As to create hope is to be patient through a persistent problem, creating opportunities by taking the time to engage in a conversation, bring us out of our beds when all it seems to be too much. As to believe is an aspiration, as it just takes one step at a time to lift ourselves out of our abyss, where each movement we make is born from a belief that things will get better. As often we say that we have to see before we can believe, and yet, to create hope, we can believe before we can see.